from one rider to another, I've always had this question, and I get different answers depending on who I ask. I've also seen different answers, not given to me specifically, but other riders who've had the same questions asked about them as well. And that question is, question or statement is, why do you ride motorcycles? Because they're dangerous, or just in general, motorcycles are dangerous, you shouldn't ride them, they're dangerous. And my biggest question is why people have to ask literally every motorcycle rider that question. And for one, why people ride is a different answer depending on who you ask. You know, a motocross racer, a MotoGP racer, or just a guy riding a Harley or a guy riding a sport bike. It's different. It's different to every person that you ask, but at the same time, it's also the same. Especially when you throw in the phrase, because it's dangerous. And the thing is, no matter how many times I try to explain this to people, it's really hard to get the point across. Man, my visor keeps fogging up. It's really hard to get the point across that motorcycles themselves are no more dangerous than any other thing that you commute with, your bicycle, your car, or your scooter, whatever the hell have you. And the reason I say this is because, yeah, your car is more protected, and you have airbags and seatbelts and everything, but at the same time, you're still put your life in danger every day that you go drive a car. And it's, to me, as a person who's been riding as long as I have, because I've been riding since I was 6, but I mean, as far as street experience goes, I'm running at about 2 years now, which isn't a long time, but it's also, it's not an inexperienced rider's time either. I've been riding motorcycles a long time. You good? You good? And I try to explain this a lot, that my experiences, yes, are different riding a dirt bike to a street bike, but at the same time, I have enough common knowledge and enough bike experience to know how to handle a motorcycle that, say, gets out of control, or I have to go under heavy braking to avoid something, or to stop in a really short distance. And a lot of that does carry over. A lot of it just depends on the kind of aids, if your bike has electronic aids. You know, it's really hard to explain, but I have to explain to people a lot that it really is no different. A lot of people tend to throw in the danger thing. It's not that the bike is dangerous. Bikes are not the problem. This is not the problem with safety. The safety is everybody else out on the road, with cell phones, with distracted drivers of all sorts, regardless of what's distracting them. People are the problem, not the motorcycles. Riding a motorcycle, yes, you're statistically very likely to get into an accident at one point or another. But again, you are with a car as well. Maybe not as high as a car, or maybe not as low as a car, but you're still likely to get into an accident either way. And the thing I'm trying to say is, a lot of it comes down to other people, not in fact motorcycles. There's a lot of stupid people out there, and stupid people occupy, no matter what you do, stupid people occupy just about every kind of field, specialty, job, vehicle, you name it. There's stupid people everywhere. You're never going to get away from stupid people, no matter how hard you try, no matter how safe your career is, no matter how safe your occupation, your driving vehicle, or whatever is. It's never going to be completely safe. You're never going to get away from stupid people, from dangerous people. You always run the risk every time you leave your house. And I'm not one of those people that's going to crunch the numbers every time I need to leave my house. I love riding my motorcycle. I love riding all my motorcycles, both of my motorcycles, I should say. I love riding motorcycles on the street. I love riding them off-road. I've been hurt riding my dirt bike, and I will probably end up being hurt riding my street bike one day, but I choose not to think about that, and I choose to go out and live my life regardless. And the thing is, people who don't ride motorcycles can't understand that. You cannot understand the joy that it gives. You can't understand the happiness that it gives you. And you can't understand the things that it makes you feel unless you go out and try it for yourself. Most people won't. Most people are too afraid, or most people see it as a liability thing, and they won't. And it's sad because the motorcycling community itself is probably, I will say not probably, it is the best community to be a part of. And yes, like I said, there are people who, in each community, that kind of ruin it for others. You know, some sport bike guys hate Harley, some Harleys hate sport bike riders, and that's just always going to be a given, regardless of what you do. But I talk to Harley riders, I talk to sport bike riders, I talk to sport touring, adventure riders, I talk to people of all sorts, from all over the country, from all walks of life, that love riding motorcycles. And to be honest, those are some of the best conversations you can have with a person. The experiences that they share, the things that they show you, the pictures, the motorcycles that they ride, the stickers on their bags, you know, everything tells a story. And I get so much more from those stories and talking to people who ride motorcycles than I will ever get from talking to someone who just drives a car. It's hard to see the connection that I see with motorcyclists in other groups, you know? And it comes back to the question, why do you ride if you know it's dangerous? Because I love it. Because it makes me feel good about myself. There's a lot of other things in life that I don't do right. There's a lot of things I don't do right. You know, whether it be school, whatever. They're the things that make me feel good about being here, about living where I do, about the people that I meet. It makes me feel good about myself to know that I worked hard to earn my own money, to buy this myself, and to enjoy it the way I do, because it's mine. It's part of who I am. It's part of what makes me me. And yeah, you can buy your own car, but to me, that would never give me the same feeling. I don't even think if I drove a sports car, a muscle car, anything like that, I don't think it would give me the same feeling, because I've always been on bikes. Since I was 6 years old, I've been riding motorcycles. I've been racing since I was like 10, I think. It was 2001, however old that was. And I don't get that with other, you know, ATVs, with quads, with UTVs or whatever. I don't get that with other vehicles and hobbies and passions. It's just I don't. And it's not that it's a bad thing. Some people really love cars. Some people really love their sports cars, their tuners and whatever. And that's fine. But that's not me. This is what makes me happy. And I know there's a lot of other people who can speak the same as me who don't get this from other things. We don't get it without the bike. And the community that makes us feel like we're always welcome no matter where we go. We are not statistically more likely to hit other cars and kill them. Quite the opposite. We're more likely to get hit by cars and get killed by being rear-ended, by being cut off because some jackass decides that I'm going to cut across freeway into traffic and pop right into the busy lane, even though you're the only person on the road and they decide your lane's the best one. I do not know where I am, but that's okay. It's nice to get lost every once in a while. Stop treating motorcycles that they're the problems. The bikes are not the problems. Go out and ride one. Go out and learn how to ride a motorcycle. Do it. Just do it, man. Go out and ride a motorcycle. Have some fun, man. Go out and enjoy yourself. Go out and enjoy the roads. Go out and enjoy the dirt roads, man. I have such a love for enduro. I miss riding enduro. I haven't ridden my dirt bike since April of last year. It's been sitting in the garage forever. And I just had to replace all my carb seals because it pissed all my gas out when I tried to start it a couple months ago. So I had to get that rebuilt. If you never set wheels on a true public road, go ride a dirt road. Go ride the track, man. Go ride something. And come back and tell me that you think motorcycles are the problem. Motorcycles can't do anything on the road. Motorcycles aren't going to flip you over the handlebars and kill you, you know. Maybe unless it's the TL1000, but, you know, all Suzuki jokes aside, Suzuki's not the problem either. Oh, there's a nice old truck. But go out and ride a bike. I'm telling you guys, just every chance I get. You can ask any of my friends that I know this. I try to get every single one of them onto my bike at one point. I try to, if they can't ride a motorcycle, I tell them to sit on the back. I try to get all of them, I try to give them all a ride at least once. I try to get them on a motorcycle. My friend Nick, I've been pestering him for years because he's got such a great sense of style. I would love to see the things he would do to a motorcycle if he would just go out and ride one. But I haven't gotten him on one yet. But that's beside the point. I'm trying so hard to get more people into this because it's such a good thing. It is such a good thing. Don't tell your kids it's dangerous. That's going to make them want to do it more. Don't tell your kids the bikes are dangerous. Don't tell them to be safe. Kids already know what you're going to tell them. Kids already know that. And we're probably not going to listen anyway. Most of the time we don't. I like to think of myself as a good rider. I'm not a stunt rider. I like wheelies, but I don't do them very much because I don't really want to wreck this bike. It's my only bike. But instead of telling kids that a bike is dangerous, give them an incentive. Say, earn it. Go earn your bike. Because when you tell your kid to go earn something, the sense of accomplishment does everything. Most times when people buy their own bikes and they don't have their parents buy them for them, they're more likely to take care of them. Not only will they be more inclined to take care of it, to ride safe and protect their interest, the things that they can do on a motorcycle, the things that they can do to their motorcycle, the creativity, every bike is its own. Every rider has its own style. And honestly, I would love the day that I could afford another motorcycle so I could try out a new style, try out something different, because why the hell not? It's all fun. It is amazing. It is just the best feeling in the world. And anyone who knows me, when I talk about motorcycles, I'm in my own world. I'm always in my own world. I just go off and I'm gone. The passion, the love is there. And it, no matter what's happened in life, the bad things, the good things, that's never gone away. This thing has always kept me grounded. Kept me grounded in reality. It's kept me sane, for one. That's what I mean right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's so much that goes on inside the motorcycle community that people outside just don't see. They don't understand it. And I try to get people in it as much as I can. The more of us there are, the better. The more of us on the road there are, the more likely people are able to see us. And to that, I say to the people who say motorcycles are dangerous, use your mirror. I hope you guys can hear this because the wind's kind of bad. Use your mirrors. Check the blind spots. Head check. Put your damn cell phones down. And go out there and experience it, man. Get on a bike. Just do it, man. Just do it. And enjoy it. Enjoy everything. Tell me what you guys think. I mean, do you guys ride? Tell me if you don't. Tell me why. I love talking to people about bikes. Alright guys, you guys heard me rant enough. I'm gonna make like accidental broadcast and catch y'all later.